Hello everyone, my name is Satish and I'm glad to welcome you all to an interesting panel discussion on Addverb, our journey and our solutions. Beer Singh. Beer is the Chief Growth Officer at Addverb and brings 2 decades of experience in project management, product development and designing warehouse automation solutions. Sangeet is the Global CEO of Addverb Technologies. He has more than 2 decades of experience in designing and deploying automation solutions across factories and warehouses. Prabhudev Dakshinmurthy. Prabhu is President Sales at Addverb Technologies and leads the sales for India and Australia market. Mark Messina. Mark is the CEO of Addverb Americas and brings extensive experience of scaling global organizations focused on robotics, automation, IoT, AI and ML. Ankur Yadav leads the key accounts vertical at Addverb and has more than a decade of experience in warehouse operations and has designed automation solutions for a host of companies across different sectors like pharma, fashion and lifestyle, grocery and e-commerce. Yeah, so Sangeet, how was this idea of Addverb conceived and how has been the journey since 2016?
We were all customers and we used to buy massive number of equipments from all the large industry player. But we realized as a customer that only fixed automation is not solving our problem. The problems which we really faced in warehouse in terms of picking, in terms of storage efficiency, etc. And there was not a single player who with confidence can design solution using mobile robots and shuttles and ASRS, and we felt that there is a huge opportunity in this space. The other thing what was happening during that period is e-commerce was growing rapidly and number of warehouses which were coming up was massive and they needed automation. The kind of volume, the kind of scale which was available, it could not be solved by putting huge number of people. If you needed efficiency, you needed reliability, you needed accuracy, then you had to go for automation, and that is when we decided that we will be a player which will cater to both the needs and build really innovative hybrid solutions from conventional automation piece which is ASRS and shuttles, etc. and mobile robot with a common layer of software. So that is the genesis of Addverb.
And how has been the journey in 5 years?
The journey, we never dreamt of this kind of journey when we started. We thought we will grow, the opportunity is there, but the growth has been phenomenal for us. With 5 people we started, today we are 600 plus people. We are operating in several geographies. We did around $45 million last year. We are planning to do 130 plus this year. So the growth has been phenomenal, and I think the next 5 years will be a growth which will be unexpected. I would not have thought in my wildest dream.
Great, great. So Mark, we have been talking about conventional automation and using mobile robotics. There is a term that is being used or tossed around a lot, which is fixed and flexible automation. So what do you think exactly is this fixed and flexible automation?
Well, traditionally, if you think back through warehousing history, I guess, fixed automation is all your racking, all the things that are essentially bolted to the floor. More recently, you've got infrastructure like ASRS and automation that's built into racking and aisles and this sort of configuration. But the real flexibility is now coming in through software. So when you think about mobile robots, you think about AMRs, which can navigate freely up and down aisles amongst people. They can navigate through traffic. You can use them in factories or you can use them in warehousing. You think about sorting robots where you have the ability to dynamically change how the system runs. If you want to add more sorting destinations, you can do this essentially through software. So the software is really the key to the flexibility piece. So even the traditional ASRS, without the software behind it, it's not very flexible. It's algorithmic. But when you add the software intelligence behind it and how product is stowed, how it's retrieved, there's a lot of different ways that you can make the system work. So that's really where the flexible piece of the automation comes in, is the ability for it to react to the way businesses run today. And businesses, especially as Sangeet mentioned, like e-commerce, see huge variance between nominal and peak demand. So they have to always operate at peak, that's a given, but they still have to be efficient when it's nominal demand. And that's where that flexibility also comes in. There's a lot of advantages with flexible automation.
Amazing, really amazing. So building on e-commerce, Prabhu, we have in last 2 years, we have been one of the largest carton shuttle suppliers in India, and we have supplied carton shuttles to customers across different sectors. What do you think have been some of the applications of carton shuttle in e-commerce sector? As we have seen, flexible automation can be really impactful or really helpful for e-commerce as an industry.
Yeah, one of our experience, Satish, when we were given the task of providing with a solution for sequencing the orders for a large grocery e-commerce in India, we had the opportunity to understand how exactly they do their current operation. And it was very strange for us to understand that they pick from various locations, they assemble it onto the pallets, and then somebody else comes and picks, they multiple handle the totes which they've already picked and assemble the order for the route and then give it to the trucks. This was something like a very mind-boggling exercise for the pickers and time-consuming too. So when we looked at that, and then we came out with a solution where we could offer with our bot, which is the quadrant, and coupled with the software capability that we had, we could bring in the same solution. We could automate it, we could bring in the sequencing, and then pull out the totes in line with what they wanted. And also when we bring out the totes, it was easier for us to bring out the last drop as first out, so that they could palletize it on the bottom of the tote and then build the tote up the pallets, so that the first drop comes on the tote, and when it goes into their thing, it only goes into the last mile unit, cross docks, and they go ahead and they simply drop it at the different locations. So that was the advantage that we had.
So the beauty of this solution, Satish, is so the sequencing is happening at 2 levels, for the primary transportation as well as secondary transportation. So we are sequencing the pallets according to what needs to be unloaded first and what needs to be unloaded last. And in the pallet itself, we are sequencing according to the last mile delivery. So this pallet goes on a smaller 1.5 ton truck, and we are sequencing how this pallet will serve the end customer. So their houses, we are sequencing it according to the houses. The houses which will come the first, which needs to be served first, the crates are on the top, and the houses which needs to be served the last, the crates are at the bottommost, and it is in the sequence. So that is the beauty of this solution.
I think that's an amazing software capability. So Ankur, we have talked about e-commerce. You've also been working with a lot of customers since last 1 year across different sectors. So what do you think are some of the sectors in which we have designed some really good, creative, innovative solutions using our mix of fixed and flexible automation?
Yeah, so we have been fortunate enough to design the warehouses with our products across sectors, starting from grocery to fashion and lifestyle to digital to pharmacy. And every sector has a complexity that there would be a B2B channel, B2C channel, and then there would be a swing, a monthly swing or a festive swing which will happen. So we try to design these warehouses considering a omni-channel strategy, so that one, I can have a common inventory. Second is these swings I will be able to manage, and my overall throughput or the utilization of the asset becomes pretty high. So for a B2B channel wherein there is lot of case in and case out, we use our mother child with our robots so that the throughput of cases would be high, and wherein there is lot of e-commerce or B2C dominance, there are carton shuttle with goods to person station. Then for the sorting, especially in fashion and lifestyle where there are huge number of SKUs, we use our Zippy robots for sorting. So these are some of the products, and almost it's been great that in every sector or every domain, our products are relevant, and with mix and match, we'll be able to create a cost-effective solution for the client.